In Module 5, we loop back to Vinyāsa Krama, to sequencing and teaching methodology. You'll notice throughout the training and probably looking through the modules that we oscillate quite a bit between focusing on you as practitioner and your development as a human being, and then your development as a teacher, as an embodiment of all of this that we're working with over here. How do we now, as an embodied expression of it, refine the way that we're able to share through the modality of tantric hatha yoga? So back to Vinyasa Krama, back to sequencing. We'll look a little bit more at some of the nuanced elements of yoga practice generally and how we can incorporate that in a sequence where it's appropriate, and how to do so skillfully. Things like working with the vayus, which are the directions in which prana flows both in and through and around the body and beyond. We'll look at things like the koshas, which are the different layers of being, if you will, how to sequence for a direct experience of one or more of these koshas, maybe a shift of orientation from one to another, things like that. We will look at sequencing around Ayurvedic elements and influence. If somebody is experiencing a doshic imbalance or aggravation, how can we administer a practice that will be genuinely helpful? If someone is feeling vata deranged, which is something that I have quite a lot of experience with myself, how can I maybe bring in something that is more grounding, more steadying, more stabilizing in order to bring that presence of vata down a little bit? Other elements that we start to explore and work with are incorporating mantra and mudra in a more refined way, and then just giving ourselves the additional opportunity to practice and to play, to become a little bit more experimental, so that it isn't just a copy-paste sequencing situation, but that you have the authority as a practitioner of great experience to start to weave in some subtlety and some nuance so that your students have the opportunity for a practice that delivers something of real profound meaning that applies to their actual lives. So that's what we start to play with in Module 5, revisiting Vinyasa Krama and refining our skills in sequencing. Definitely be prepared to be teaching, be sequencing both together with a partner in a small group and then also on your own. If we haven't already taught at least one of our community practices yet, this will be the time when I start knocking on your door and gently insisting that you do. Alrighty. More soon. Coming up will be a little bit of an explanation around Module 6.